All right, we got a question from Rebecca Eastwood. She's the advocacy coordinator for a faith-based nonprofit in Washington, D.C. Rebecca.
Thank you. I am originally from Iowa, and many in my family are farmers. Iowa's economy is deeply tied to industrial agriculture. Yet the recent UN report on land says land use globally, including agriculture, is responsible for 23% of human greenhouse gas emissions, and that emissions from agriculture are increasing. What is your plan to protect farming communities in the Midwest while at the same time addressing how our food systems contribute to climate change?
I've been spending a lot of time in Iowa. I love the state a great deal. It's another thing about running for president. We need to help farmers modernize their land use in terms of the environmental impact. And once again, this is an issue around economic incentives being one direction and then what's good for the climate and what's good for society in the other. So we have to try and bring those together by providing economic incentives and resources to help farmers modernize and rotate plant crops and try and actually measure the impact they're having on the environment. Now, the big issue in the farming community is that right now, what's happening, all the mom and pop farms are getting gobbled up by these conglomerates. And you go, and instead of some beautiful vision of a family farm that you have in your head, it's some mega farm conglomerate with automated tractors as far as the eye can see. So the goal, in my mind, should be trying to create incentives so that if you are farming in a responsible and sustainable way, that we can actually make family businesses possible by supporting a food ecosystem that includes more farm-to-table dining. And to me, I'm an American that I believe most Americans would be happy to pay for a locally sourced farm-to-table supply chain as opposed to the mega farm monolith that unfortunately right now produces most of our food.
Well, let me follow up on that as well, Mr. Yang. Meat consumption, beef in particular, is a major driver of climate change. Should Americans change their eating habits and eat less beef?
You know, the UN just released a study that said we're going to be okay if the vast majority of the world goes vegetarian immediately. You guys see that? So it's good for the environment. It's good for your health if you eat less meat. Certainly, meat is an extraordinarily expensive thing to produce from an environmental sustainability point of view. So I think it would be healthy on both an individual and a societal level for us to move in that direction. But again, this is a country where there's a lot of individual autonomy, and so you can't force people's eating choices on them. All you can do is try and shape our system so that over time we evolve in a productive way.